Again from Stir Crazy Cooking School. Tonight we're working with a single ingredient aubergine that's going to feature a class of recipes, and yeah, quick and easy recipes. There's not a lot of ingredients, but I'm going to show you how to roast, toast and make aubergine something special. So if you want to focus in on the recipes here, first one we're doing is a low carb pizza aubergine. And then we've got an aubergine stack with halloumi, balsamic and tomato pesto. And then lastly we've got a Babaganoush, which is a really nice smoky dip that we're going to be working with. Your ingredients here to start off with, we've obviously got our aubergine. These are the ingredients that we're going to use for the Babaganoush. So we've got a bit of tahini. Your tahini, you can actually, if you can't buy tahini, you can actually make it by blitzing up a bit of olive oil and some toasted sesame. We've got some lemon that we're going to use for lemon juice, garlic and some cumin. Then for our aubergine stack, we've got a bit of homemade tomato pesto, some nuts and halloumi that we're going to. And then these are literally our pizza toppings. So I'm going to start off by, firstly, I don't know how many of you guys have seen on our website. We did our first online cooking class today. Really special. We made some black bean burgers. We made a really nice Indian shepherd's pie. And we also made roasted aubergine, another aubergine dish, with roasted aubergine with black beans. So next time, if you guys are feeling like something interesting to do, a proper cooking class, but online. So it's all hands-on, it's all interactive, it's real. You're working with a proper chef right in your kitchen. Sign up for our sushi course on Tuesday, and then we're doing a dim sum on next Thursday. So look out for those on our website. Sign up. It'll also help us support our staff and obviously our going concern through this coronavirus issue. Okay, so I'm going to start off. We're going to take aubergine and cut them into 3 different ways, and we're going to start cooking these up. So aubergine does take a little bit of time to cook. So the one we're going to cut into circles, and the other one we're going to slice. So this one I'm going to slice into reasonably thick slices. It's about sort of a centimeter thick. And then we're going to stick these in the oven and just roast them. You can also roast them on a griddle pan, but those are perfect. And then the other one we're going to do is I'm going to take these and we're going to make little circles out of these, and then these ones we're actually going to roast in a griddle pan. And aubergine is a fantastic dish. It's obviously most of these recipes that we've got here can either be vegetarian or vegan, depending on your leaning, except for the pizza, because we've got a whole whack of proper cheese in a pizza. And cheese makes the world go round. It's a known fact. I've got some cheese here. I've got more cheese than what's necessary. And then I've got extra cheese. And then we've got bacon, because bacon and cheese makes the universe happen. Right, so let's go around this side. And I'm going to take my aubergine pieces. So the first one we're going to do is I'm just going to take a little bit of oil and spray it on my baking tin, my baking tray. Paper towel, and that's just so that this doesn't stick. I'm going to take my aubergine slices and put them directly on the baking tray like this, and then I'm going to drizzle a little bit of olive oil over it just to roast that nicely. And just make sure that, don't put too much olive oil in, because aubergine does tend to absorb quite a lot of oil. You can see it just like pushes it straight in there. And we're going to put this in the oven. We're going to roast it. So I've got an oven on 180 degrees. So we're just going to leave that in there. And then we're going to fire up this little puppy here. So I've got a really nice griddle pan. I'm just going to spray that a little bit. Not too much. And we're going to put our aubergine discs onto that and just fry those up nicely. Okay, so while that's frying, I'm going to show you how to cook an aubergine. And when we roast an aubergine, we actually roast it straight over a flame. So I'm going to take this guy, and we're going to fire up any one of our burners on our stove. And if you don't have gas, you can put this straight into the oven. Okay, or you can put this straight onto a barbecue. And what you need to do is you actually put it straight onto the flame like this, and it starts charring. And we're going to turn it around and turn it around, and hopefully this will actually make a really nice soft aubergine after a couple of minutes. So we're going to check that every now and then. Okay, so that's all going. So while that's happening, putting some other things together. So I'm going to take a spoon of tahini. In fact, no, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to take the aubergine that we've roasted already. So this is what a charred aubergine should look like. Okay, so that's the whole thing there. So you can see it's really nice and soft, but you've got all these black bits. So what we're going to do is we're going to take off all these black bits, and you can literally just peel the whole thing open like this. And you can get all that really nice juiciness. So this has literally been roasted on a grill for a couple of minutes, and then we've stuck it in the oven. We're just going to take all of that really nice stuff out, and the flavors from here are really good because we've charred that whole skin. I'm going to do the same with this one. Okay. Aubergine doesn't make the world go round, but it fills your belly, so these are really cool. Okay, I'll just pull that off. And actually just push it right off the skin like that. That's really nice. Okay, and the flavors from here, the smells are actually really delicious. Okay, so that's literally what we're going to do there.
Later.
Just leave like that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take a fork and we're just going to mash this up as much as we can, and mash it up into a nice little mush. If your aubergine is a little bit hard, you can actually probably blitz it, but I find that this is sufficient to do this. If you've got a, yeah, you can just mash it up. You can see everything starting to go nice and fine now. Okay, so you're getting a really nice consistency. And it doesn't have to be super fine, but this will make a really fantastic dip. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to add, let me just mush it up a bit more. You want to really get all the sort of chunky bits out of here. It doesn't take long to do, so it's not a big thing. Okay, so these flavors are really coming nice here. This smells amazing. Okay, so I'm going to take some salt and pepper, sprinkle it with a bit of salt and pepper. What I also like doing with this is I like adding a little bit of chili powder. So I'm just going to add a little bit just to give it a bit of zing. And take our cumin, add the cumin in. That cumin gives it a really nice nutty taste. And I've got some garlic, and we're going to chop this garlic up fine. You can actually mince it or do whatever you would like with it. I quite like just chopping it fine, and it gives a kind of nice bite to the Babaganoush. Obviously you don't want to go and visit your girlfriend the next day, or you don't want to have this and then come home to the wife with a bottle of whiskey. Okay, so you just smack that. Right, just come over this way quickly. So you can see this is starting to cook really nice. So we're just grilling that a little bit more. These guys I think are, yeah, those are looking good. We're just going to leave that like that for a bit. Okay. Right, and back to here. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to take some, let me just finish the garlic. So you're going to just mince this up really fine. This is actually quite a big garlic clove, so I'm not going to use the whole thing. Otherwise, certain people aren't going to speak to me for the rest of the week. As I said, you can also use a garlic crusher and actually get all the garlic, like the real nice garlic juice out of here, which is probably not going to be as violent as a whole garlic clove, but this is really nice and fine. So I'm just going to take probably about half of that and stick that in. And the next thing we do is we're going to take some lemon juice. And just squeeze a bit of lemon into that. So you literally need about, I'd say about 30 mils here. Our cats come to visit. Take the seeds out quickly so that it doesn't detract. Okay, and then we'll add that in there. Then lastly we're going to add our tahini. So you need about quite a big chunk of tahini. I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons here. There's one there. There we go. And the tahini just gives it that really nice sort of rounded texture and also flavor, obviously. Tahini you'll also find in what's that other thing that uses tahini? I can't even remember. It's gone blank. Hummus. In hummus. There we go. Okay, so we're just going to mix this up. Okay, and then we've got a really fantastic Babaganoush here, so you can see that's coming along nicely. Okay, there we go. If you want it a little bit finer, you can make it a little bit finer. I'm keeping it quite nice and coarse. Okay, there we go. I'm just going to squeeze some lemon juice quickly, and I'm going to actually pour this over my aubergines at the back. So you can come around to the back quickly. This is just going to help softening it. So I'm going to take these guys and pop them over. It's starting to look really good. Okay, that's fantastic. And this guy we're just going to turn again. So you can see they're starting to get this flakiness off the aubergine. You can see it's also starting to go soft like that, and that's what you want. You just want this softness when you're grilling it. Okay. Let's just take a look at the oven and see what that's looking like. But I think this is probably going to take a little bit longer. Okay. So those are looking nice. We can leave those in probably for another 5 minutes or so. Okay. Right, so that's our Babaganoush done. Taste what that tastes like. And also always season your stuff and test it for seasoning, because if you don't test it for seasoning, you put it on a plate, it doesn't taste nice, it's not going to be nice. Oh, that's so good. Does need salt. Okay, fantastic. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take some of these halloumi squares and we're going to grill them. So you can come around this way. Just going to put the pan on. And we've got a bit of oil in this frying pan. And I'm just going to put these halloumi blocks into there and fry those up. Let's just turn this guy around. You can see this is getting really nice and soft. There we go. That's what we're looking for. Okay, so it's charring on the outside and you're getting that really fantastic smoky flavor coming through there. Okay, so a little bit more. We're going to fry up this halloumi. And get a fresh halloumi. You don't want to have it fine around for ages, because what is it's actually going to start falling apart, and the whole thing's going to turn into this big mush in your plate, which you don't want at all. Okay, so to test these guys, let's get something hard and just see those are starting to get nice and soft there. That's fantastic. This one's a little bit hard still. Those are all good. Right, so I'm going to leave that on for another literally 2 or 3 minutes and that should be done. This guy's about done. So what we can do with this one now is We can actually take this and put this in the oven and just finish that last little bit off. So we'll do that a bit later. Okay. So you can see this halloumi is frying really nicely. I don't want it fried too much. It just needs to get a nice brown coating on it. And you don't want it to stick to the bottom, so just make sure there's enough oil in there so that it doesn't stick. So you want to almost shallow fry it. And yeah, guys, cheese. Whatever you do, put cheese on it. It makes everything a happy place. And halloumi grilled is cheese as well. It goes really well with salads. And yeah, you can put it on, I'll show you how now. But halloumi cheese, you can actually put it on sandwiches. You can put it on anything, actually. Right, so that's pretty much done. I'm going to let those sit. Then what we're going to do is I'm going to put a plate together for you.
The connection's quite bad, apparently.
Is it? Maybe don't stand that far away.
Stand it in. Okay, I'll do it from
So
here.
I've got some rocket. I'm just going to add a little bit of rocket to that. I'm going to add a big blob of Babaganoush at the bottom. And then what we're going to do here is put our stack on top of that.
Okay, just stay this side. Did you not get anything? You didn't have to do it.
Okay.
So Chad did say it looks delicious. Joe does say it keeps breaking up, or is it just my internet? But I think there's something. We'll try and stay this side of the kitchen, guys. Maybe keep the internet going better.
Right, so we've got our aubergine. This looks fantastic. Take a look there. So we're going to stick that on there. Then we're going to take a little bit of tomato sauce. This is a really nice homemade one. Just going to move this out the way just to give myself more space here.
That's gorgeous.
Take our halloumi. Look how nice our halloumi's turned out. Okay, so we're going to take a nice big slice of halloumi. Stick that on there. Another one of these. Medium one. Tomato sauce.
Oh wow.
Another slice of halloumi. And then the last little one. There you go. Right, on top of this, we're going to take some balsamic. And we're going to sprinkle a little balsamic over that. And this is quite a nice aged balsamic, so there you go, look at that. And if this is going to start falling apart, stick a little skewer in. There you go. So that's the first dish tonight. Sorry, second dish. We've done one already. We've done the Babaganoush.
I don't know if it's okay or not.
Okay, so what we've got here is we've got our pizza slices, and our pizza aubergine slices are looking fantastic. They're just, you can see they're nice and wobbly, so they're sort of a little bit nicely cooked. That's fantastic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this tomato base again, add it onto that. Is the internet connection better, guys? There we go. Put that on there. So this is a really fantastic low carb dish. Okay. And then we're going to take some cheese. As I said, there's never enough cheese. So you put some really nice I've got some grated mozzarella here. You can use a fraudulato mozzarella if you can find it, but this will work fine.
Chad said the internet connection is better. He said the internet can't handle this deliciousness.
I can hear you eating.
I love myself.
Okay, so these are just some really nice little basic pizzas. You don't want to cook your aubergine too much because it's going to get too floppy and you can't actually pick them up. Right, so that's where we are now. This is the interesting part. You can put whatever you want into there. So I'm going to take some spring onion on top, just like that. I'm going to put a few olives on top. So some will have olives, some I'm going to do with bacon, some I'm going to do with both. Right, there we go, and some bacon. Bacon and cheese are the best. Okay, so I'm just going to stick that in the oven quickly. That looks fantastic. Just put that back in. And literally this just needs to melt.
So Joe Blair says that looks amazing. Is that the tomato sauce you made the other night with the gnocchi? Tell her the truth.
Yes, it is. And it's nice because I remember I said I made a whole lot for a specific reason. So you can keep that in your fridge or wherever and use it as you need to. So yeah, that's perfect for that. Right, so I'm just going to put this on a plate here. Another thing we can do is, remember I had some toasted cashews, so we're going to take some toasted cashews and just sprinkle those around the plate just to make it a little bit more interesting. There you go. Okay. Right. Any other questions so far?
Internet?
Okay, everything good. All right. Okay, so I'm just going to wait for that to cook. And see, I've never said there's never enough cheese on anything. Something always has to have cheese on it. And we're going to add a dash more balsamic over that. There we go, look at that. Fabulous. Okay, let's just check our cheese pizza. Nearly there. So yeah, while we're waiting for that pizza, guys, please log on to our website. Take a look at the different online courses we've got. Obviously, we're still doing our day-to-day classes. So every day at 5 o'clock during the week, we're doing a demo class. On Monday, we're doing shakshuka, which is a sort of tomato-based egg dish, which you can have for breakfast, you can have it for lunch, you can have it for dinner. It's really quite versatile. On Tuesday, we're doing I know you guys are hanging on for fried food and takeaway and fast food. So we're doing I can't say the word, but let's call it a southern fried chicken.
KFC.
KFC. That one. I shouldn't say the word, but I did.
Okay. Joey's going to do a fabulous job.
Right, so this is ready. Take a look at that. So we're just going to take these off. And those can sit beautifully on our plate. There we go, just like that. Special low carb pizza. How does that look, guys?
Perfect for tonight.
Okay, let's just move these up a little bit. There we go. Oh, that looks delicious. Okay, there we go.
Non-guilty pizza.
Non-guilty pizza, and you can actually add a few little more olives on there. Fantastic. There you go, everyone. We've just done 3 really nice, simple dishes. The Babaganoush, pizza, and a roasted aubergine and Aubergine Stack. So try some of these. They're really quick and easy. And within a couple of minutes, you've got a fantastic meal. So enjoy. Please like us online, share our The more likes we have, the better we can recover after this whole thing. So yeah, please post it out there, and we'll see you either on an online course or we'll see you during the week. Have a lucky evening.